That was fun. The music you want.
Hello, hello. This is Roy, ready for liftoff. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I need to do something real quick. So give me 1 second. Okay. We are good to go. Oh my gosh, I just had like... Oh, wait, did I do my intro? I think I did, but you know what? Just in case I didn't. Hello, this is Roy, ready for liftoff. Hello, everyone! I just had like a kind of huge dinner, so I'm feeling a little bloated. But we are here, and we are soon gonna be talking about anime. Emperor? And also, Ender, not sure if you're still here, but in case you are, welcome. Yo, never watching anime though is like kind of crazy. Watching Daredevil Born Again, You should give anime a try. There's some pretty good anime out there. So I also need to do the same. I need to give more live action shows a try. I think the biggest hurdle for me watching live action shows is they're just kind of too long for me. Just like the episode length, 20 minutes per episode just works really well for me because I always watch shows while eating, like 20 minutes and like eating a meal is like, I don't know, I feel like 20 minutes is the perfect amount of time for eating a meal. But then like 40-minute episodes, I don't know, they're just kind of scary. There's an anime with Punisher in it. Wait, that's kind of surprising. I wouldn't have thought Punisher out of everyone would have an anime. I think Punisher just gives me kind of like Western vibes. How many anime have you watched? Over 300 for sure. Probably maybe like 400 at this point. I watched a lot of anime. I usually watch like 6 or 7 anime a season. So that's like 20. I probably watch like 30 anime a year. And then it adds up. Okay, before I move over to our ranking screen, let me find some BGM for us. And also, sorry, I'm like still kind of figuring out my setup. But Toast and Video City, welcome, welcome. Just watched Punisher kill 20 people. The anime is Rise of Technical Core. Interesting. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, I did hear. Is Punisher in the Daredevil show? I think I saw a tweet about that. Pure Vanilla Cookie, welcome, welcome. Pure Vanilla Cookie, do you watch anime? I think this is the BGM I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. This is a good one. He's a badass in that show. Oh, honestly, I think I'm kind of interested in Punisher. I'm just like so curious, like how he's like kind of a good guy, even though he gives me such bad guy vibes. I know he's not like a pure good guy. He's like an anti-hero is I think what people classify him as, but I don't know. I'm still curious. He just gives me like villain energy for some reason. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can't believe Pure Vanilla Cookie watches anime too. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Stripe Fees. I'm a little tired today, not gonna lie. So vibes will be a little more chill, but I hope you're able to enjoy regardless. So today we're gonna be ranking anime. Let me pull up the slideshow. Oh my gosh, wait, this is not formatted correctly. Okay, I'm gonna fix it. ignore the behind the scenes stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay, I think that's good. There you go. I'm also gonna put my wing away. Yippee-ki-yo. I'm still growing up, but my childhood can be defined by Marvel, Star Wars, Mega Man, and Mario. Never gave anime a try because I really enjoy the stuff I like. Had a track meeting yesterday too. Oh, yo, how did the track meet go? What do you run in track? But that's honestly fair. I get that. There's just so many things in the world, but there's so little time. It makes sense that you'd want to stick with kind of what you know is good. But you know, I think it's nice every once in a while to try new things as well. I do throwing. Oh, wait, that's super neat. I guess so. When you do throwing, do you like do? I think there's like 3. Do you do all 3 of them? There's like shot put, discus, and then javelin. I think is the last one. My friend had a track meet a few days ago. That did not go very well. Oh no, they got sick. Oh man. Jab, discus, and shot put. Ooh. Placed 3rd on my team for all of them. Oh man, that's pretty good, but you gotta aim for 1st. I believe. No way, I'm beating seniors? Oh, okay, that's fair. But like, maybe there's a way. I don't know. You should try your hardest anyways. That way when you're a senior, you're gonna be like a super senior. Like imagine like being the senior that was already beating up the seniors before you were a senior. I just made cookies. They were very good. Oh, what kind of cookies did you make? I think I forgot to loop my BGM. What? No, I did. Is it not working? Okay, I think I fixed it. Super senior means something else. Oh wait, that's true. I was like saying it. I was like, doesn't super senior mean something? Super senior is like when you like stay a few extra years. I think that's what a super senior is. Don't be a super senior. Actually, graduate on time. Okay, I think I'm finally set up. Hot take, I never found chocolate all that tasty. You know, that's fair. I don't think chocolate is like amazing, but I think there's a lot of good things you could do with chocolate. It's gonna make sugar cookies, but change my mind. Oh. I think I prefer chocolate chip to sugar cookies though. Ice cream was always my favorite. Oh, like chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream is pretty good. Sorry, I'm like I lied. I'm still trying to set things up. It's okay. We're just chatting in the meantime. Hehehe. No, vanilla or strawberry? Oh. I'm kind of a strawberry ice cream hater, not gonna lie. I think I just don't like fruit that much. But vanilla's pretty good. I think I personally prefer vanilla over chocolate for ice cream. Okay, so how we've done, I guess introduction time, since it's been a good while since I've done a anime ranking stream. But how I do it is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of different tiers. Some of them have sub tiers, and I'll just kind of talk about anime I watched and then put it in a tier. Yo, it's been so long, I don't even remember what I already rated. You don't like fruit? Nah, I'm not the biggest fruit fan. I don't know. I think it's something about the texture. Like fruit flavors I'm kind of okay with. Like strawberry candy. Okay. I think I don't even like strawberry candy that much, but like apple candy, for example. Yeah, apple candy. I'm a really big fan of like green apple candy, though that also doesn't taste like green apples. But we're on a count. But I'm not a fan of like just eating apples. Can I call you fat? You cannot call me fat because it's not true. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of like sweets. I also just have a very high metabolism, so I've never been unhealthy. I think like honestly, I don't think fruit is super healthy for you. I think the best thing, or like I think the one thing I miss by not eating fruit is like sometimes I feel like I don't eat enough sugar actually, because like I feel like a lot of foods don't just have natural sugars in the way that fruit does, but that's not the biggest deal. I love meat. I'm also a big meat fan. I'm a big meat fan, but I'm also a big veggie fan. I like my greens. I like both of them. I like eating meat and then eating veggies and then eating meat and then eating veggies. I think veggies are just nice because they're like refreshing after you eat your meat. If you eat too much meat, then I feel like it gets like a little overpowering sometimes. It won't work. Oh no! Are you stuck as me phone forever? I'll stay on this account. Okay, welcome back, Pure Vanilla Cookie. Okay, this anime here is, oh my gosh. Does anyone even know this one? This one used to be really, really famous, but I have a feeling no one watching can recognize this. This is Baka no Test. It's a classic. It's pretty much just a classic. I've seen most of anime. And yes, I've seen it. Oh my gosh, someone recognized it. Sasha, welcome, welcome. Is that Anya? That does look like Anya. That's not Anya though. This show is way before Anya was even conceptualized, probably. Baka no Test is kind of like one of the original harem anime in a way. It's like not even that much of a harem. There's really just like two girls, but it's kind of like a classic rom-com with a big focus on the comedy. It's basically about like the dumbest guy you can imagine, and then he gets put in a class with a bunch of other dumb people, and then they like fight with their dumbness. I don't know how to describe it, but it's actually pretty good. It's like, I don't think it aged super well, to be honest. I think most anime from that era didn't age super well, but I don't know, it had a lot of impact. I feel like if you watch it, you can recognize a lot of tropes that anime these days kind of took from. I feel like a lot of anime these days like kind of took the tropes that originated from Baka no Test and made them a lot better, which is why I say I don't think it aged super well, because I think they're just better at this point. But oh my gosh, are you? There we go. But it's I don't know, it's still a classic. And one thing I really appreciate about it is, even though it feels like it really should be a very, very generic show, it is kind of artsy in a way. It's I don't know, just like the animation and like the set just feels kind of artsy. It's a little bit like abstract in a way, which I think is kind of neat, because a lot of anime, both back then and now, are just very like in your face, straightforward. But this one, Baka no Test, I feel like had a bit of a like artist touch to it. I'm gonna nerf the BGM a little bit. I think it might be a little loud. Haven't seen this anime in years. Oh yeah, it's like, it's super old. I think I'm gonna give this like a B+, cause I don't think it's like great these days, but it's still and will always be a classic. Sped Class Fight Club. Wait, what's Sped Class Fight Club? I don't think I've heard of that before. Alright, next show. Oh my gosh, this one is kind of recent, but it's not that recent. ROBT. Hello, welcome. How are you doing today? Oh wait, I don't think I even finished the show, to be honest. 16-bit Sensation was not that good. It was just like it's very unique. It's a very unique show. It's about this girl who wants to make a video game, and then she time travels to the era where anime visual novels were first existing, and then she kind of helps make the first anime visual novel, which sounds like a pretty neat premise, and in a way it kind of is. I think the best thing about this show is that it feels like it pays a lot of respect to the origin of visual novels, and there's a lot of like references and just like the art style and kind of the humor in a way. I feel like pays a lot of homage to the classic visual novel style, which I think is really neat. So if you like retro vibes, this might be up your alley. The only thing about it though is the plot itself just isn't that good. Like the main character, none of the characters, to be honest, are that interesting. There's no really growth between the characters, which sucks. The plot also just kind of doesn't make sense. It jumps back and forth a lot. You don't really get to know any of the characters too, which I think is part of the problem. I'm doing good. Yippee! I'm glad to hear it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it had a lot of potential, 16-bit sensation, but it just ended up being kind of a flop. Again, I think it's unique, so I'll give it points for that, but I wouldn't really recommend watching this. I'd give it like a D plus, to be honest, because I don't know, it's just not interesting. Like the plot's just like, I think its pacing is not that good. It moves really quickly. It moves like so quickly where like basically everything, like all the conflicts get resolved within 2 episodes. And because of that, it doesn't really feel like there's any stakes or anything. And then also by like the 5th time there's a conflict, you already know it's gonna get resolved because like I don't know, it just had a mid plot. It just had a mid plot, I think is the best way to describe it. Next show is a show I don't remember the name of. Oh my gosh, but it's a newer show. Did I talk about this? Oh my gosh, maybe I talked about this, and then maybe I didn't put it on the list. You know, that's okay. It doesn't matter. By the way, if anyone has any anime that you want me to review, feel free to let me know, and I'll talk about it. I've watched a lot of shows, so. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I don't know why. This episode of Daredevil Born Again is extremely violent. I just watched the mirror. Oh my gosh. Wait. Those are spoilers. Oh my gosh. Wait. I'm kind of interested in watching Daredevil Reborn, so I will try to refrain from reading spoilers. Okay, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna remember this show. It's probably has villainous in its name. This is a villainous anime which have become very popular recently. I think they're falling off a little bit, which is kind of nice because like I think they were a little too popular. Where there's like every season, I feel like since 2 years ago, I feel like there's always like 2 villainous anime, and some of them are just so bad. Like they're just so generic, and at this point, like they're pretty much all the same. This one, however, was honestly pretty good. So it's like pretty much the same as every other villainous anime where it's like this girl who gets isekai'd into an ultimate game and then she becomes like OP and then she's just OP forever. But I think what makes this one unique is the side characters are pretty interesting. I feel like a lot of these kinds of anime, the characters become super, oh, what's the name? What's the word for it? Like, they're they're not creative. Like they just follow an archetype basically, and then you know exactly what the character's gonna do. But the characters in this show are a little better than that. Like they all follow an archetype, but it's not as clear cut as like, oh my gosh, this mean girl is like a bully, or like, oh my gosh, this girl is like super nice. And then that's like their whole personalities and nothing happens. This anime, the characters are actually a little bit interesting. IT, the chicken nugget dino. Welcome. How are you doing today? So, I don't remember what this is called, but I just remember I enjoyed it. Why is the chat so slow? Huh? What do you mean? Actually, oh, I just realized I don't have the chat showing. Sorry about that, Starpiece. I think I'll put this in C. Cause I didn't. Oh wait. Oh my gosh! I knew it! I rated this again. Why the heck is there twice? Okay. Dang. Should I nerf it? You know what? Wait. Let me think about this. Comparing to everything else here. Wait, I think Yamataka maybe deserves to be up in B minus. Okay. Wait. We're rearranging a few things. Sorry, I changed my mind. There we go. Okay, next show. Oh my gosh, Aho Girl. I think this one's gonna be a controversial opinion. Eclipse Collector, welcome, welcome. Do any Inuyasha? Oh my gosh, I would, but I actually haven't watched the Inuyasha yet. Okay, I haven't watched it. I say yet, but I don't know if I ever will. I'm kind of scared of old anime. Not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Have you seen Nana? Oh, I have not seen Nana yet either. Okay, Start Peas. I'm gonna be honest. I actually I don't watch a lot of super mainstream anime. But I actually maybe I should watch Nana, cause I've been seeing some clips on it and I feel like it could be good. Save yourself before it's too late. Oh wait, from Nana. I think honestly that might be why I'm kind of scared of watching it. Is because I feel like I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready for Nana. I'm not Japanese, huh? Did anyone say you were? Please try to keep the stream on topic, Dino, or else I will need to time you out. Hayden, welcome, welcome. 2 more subscribers till you're at 980. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Ah! I'm moving up in the world. What about Hanako? Hanako-kun! Wait, Hanako-kun? Like toilet-bound Hanako-kun? Oh my gosh, wait. I love toilet-bound Hanako-kun. Okay, we'll talk about Aho Girl first, and then I will give my review of toilet-bound Hanako-kun, which I have a feeling I may have already rated. No, okay. Do you like One Piece? I haven't watched One Piece. I have a lot of respect for One Piece. For being as long running as it is. I think that's really cool. Especially the fact that it's been able to like maintain a fan base. But I haven't watched it myself. I've watched like a little bit of it. I watched it like as a kid. Like I watched like episodes here and there, but I'm not like one of those people who watched every episode of One Piece. Pocket Therapy Diaries. Oh, I have watched that one. I could also review that one as well. Okay, we'll do Aho Girl first. So Aho Girl. Okay, I think so. Aho Girl is a comedy anime, and I think it's a short as well. So I think episodes are like 12 minutes long instead of 24 minutes, and I think even then it's split into like 4-minute sections. So it's just kind of a lot of short scenes that are pretty funny, in my opinion at least. I feel like Aho Girl is definitely not for everyone. I also feel like it probably didn't age well, but I enjoyed it. I watched it twice. I like Aho Girl. I will say the humor's a bit raunchy, so if you're under 18, the show might not be for you, but I don't know. I like Aho Girl. I like how she has a crush on the guy, and then like I don't know. I like it when like anime make their like love interest kind of clear, where it's not like she's like a tsundere. She's like, oh, I don't really like you, or like the guy is, I don't know. I thought it was cute that she was going after him, and I thought they were a good match. I think that was probably my favorite part of it. But also, she's like really dumb. If you like dumb people, you probably won't like this show. I touched Genshin grass. that's a mood. Okay, Aho Girl. I think I'm gonna give it a B+. Okay, next off. Okay, I don't know where it is, so I'm not gonna try to find it. But next up is Hanako-kun. So Hanako-kun, yo, I love I love Hanako-kun. So if you don't know, Hanako-kun is about, I wonder if there's a way for me to, I don't think there's a way for me to easily just like put it on screen. But Hanako-kun is about this girl who's at school, and then she finds a ghost, and then his name is Hanako-kun, as in the toilet-bound Hanako-kun. And It's about her getting pulled into these like adventures in like the ghost world to save the school or whatever. I okay, not gonna. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. It's been like a very hot minute, maybe hot 2 years since I watched Hanako-kun, so I don't really remember the details. But like, it's so good. It's so good. It's okay. I need to pick the manga back up. It's so gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. Wait, let's start there. First off, the art is amazing. Like the art style is super unique. If you've seen Hanako-kun's art style, it's very unique. And it's very pretty. It's so nice, and I love the character designs too. I actually have both Hanako-kun art books, and I'm very proud of them. There's so much good art too that just exists. Like the illustrator is crazy. I think the illustrator and the writer might be the same person, but I'm not sure. But the art is really pretty, and I think the anime does a really good job of adapting the unique art style. But the story itself is also just very interesting. It's kind of shonen, even though it doesn't seem like it would be a shonen show. I feel like it has a very shonen format. There's very clear like arcs where the protagonist has to like defeat like an enemy or like conquer a maze or something like that, which I think is, I don't know. I enjoy shows like that. I'm a shonen liker. I'm not like a shonen lover, but I do enjoy a good shonen every now and then. And the battles are always interesting, and like just the ways that the characters have to outsmart the enemies and all that. I think they're always intriguing, and it's also just kind of mystery themed. It's not super heavy on the mystery aspect, but there is definitely like the mystery suspense vibe throughout, which I'm always a fan of. Got scared of Mama with the frog episode. See what everyone. Oh. Yo, I watched that kind of recently. Okay, well, we'll talk about the Pocket Therapy Diaries next, though. But yeah, Hanako-kun is just, it's so pretty, and it's also good. It's just good as a shonen. But I think my favorite part about Hanako-kun, the thing that really makes it stand out to me is I really like the romance in it. I feel like the romance is just really well written between all the characters. I like how all the characters are very likable in Hanako-kun, including all the side characters, which is something really important to me. I really like it when side characters get like a big part in shows, or at the very least they get like their own arcs. And I feel like Hanako-kun does a really good job with their side characters, and all the relationships between the characters, including again the romance, is just really nice. And I like how it's depicted, and it's just with on top of like the art and just like the interesting like actual kind of actiony parts. Hanako-kun is just top tier, like all around. Hanako-kun, I put that in like in my top tier list right here. Oh, would I? Wait, somewhere between top tier and A plus. I had to think about it. I think it's been just too long. I need to catch up on Hanako-kun. To be honest, the fantasy we're inhaling every time we watch shows like this are bomb. No, yeah, I love watching anime. Gonna go because I'm gonna eat. You already? Bye. Goodbye. I hope you have a good night's rest. No, I really enjoy watching anime. I enjoy watching like a lot of different kinds of anime. I don't know, it's nice. It's nice like seeing the world from different perspectives. And I feel like it's kind of inspiring sometimes too. Because even though these are fictional stories, I feel like you can still get inspired by them. So next show. I also don't have it pulled up. I don't even think I have it here because it's that new. But Pocket Therapy Diaries. I think it's season 2 is currently airing. I'm watching it as it's ongoing. But Pocket Therapy Diaries is about this girl Mao who works as a pocket therapist. I don't know if that's the right word. but she works at. Okay. Let's back up a little bit. So the show's unique because it takes place in China, which I feel like isn't super common for anime. I think it's becoming more common these days. I've noticed that there's a lot more shows that take place in China for some reason. But she works, or the show takes place in China in, I think, I don't even know how to describe the time period, but like old China, where it was like there's still emperors and stuff. And yeah, she's a servant girl at the palace. So I guess, yeah, she's like not, I guess, an pocket therapist by job position, but like that's kind of what she does. She knows a lot about medicine, basically, and she's kind of weird. But she gets stuck at the as a servant girl in the palace, serving like the emperor and also the concubines, which are like the emperor's kind of wives, but not really. It's really hard to explain. I think you have to watch the show to get a good grasp about the kind of structure of how it works. But I think the show does a really good job of kind of explaining things. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of slow sometimes when it comes to like political shows, because I'm just like, I don't understand. It's like, it just like becomes a little too much for me. But I feel like A Pocket Therapy Diaries does it in a nice way where it's like you kind of slowly learn everything so you aren't overwhelmed all at once, but it also feeds like information to you fast enough where you like are able to understand everything that's happening. But just for the setting, I will say it's very, very, very unique. Like there's no other anime I can think of that has that setting, which is old China. But I guess how the show is kind of formatted is it's kind of a mystery show where there's like a mystery for a few episodes and then Momo kind of has to solve it with kind of a overarching kind of more political plot, and also there's a little romance in it too. I will say I think the show does a decent job with all of those, but it doesn't do a great job with any of them either. It just like, to me at least, it's just kind of okay. Like, none of the mysteries are mind-blowing amazing. They're not bad. They're definitely not bad, and they're interesting. They're definitely interesting, but my main gripe with it as a mystery show is that it doesn't really offer the audience a really big opportunity to solve it themselves. It kind of just explains things to the audience all the time. It does offer sometimes like the audience like can kind of guess what's happening, but it's very science-y in a way, which is neat, but also it just kind of feels like a lot of the explanations for the mysteries just kind of come out of nowhere. And they don't really, like, they all make sense, but it could be better. It could be better. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but I feel like the mystery aspect of it could be better. And then the political part of it is, again, it's like not bad, but it just moves really slowly. Like, it's very kind of slow. Like the overarching plot of Pocket Therapy Diaries moves very slowly. Where it's like sometimes it's like it moves so slowly where like there's gonna be a little bit of plot advancement and then there's not gonna be anything for like 3 or 4 more episodes, and then it's gonna happen again, and then by the time that happens, like you already kind of forget the overarching plot a little bit, or like they bring up things like from like 6 episodes again and make it relevant, which isn't bad. I think the show doesn't do a bad job of it. I just feel like it could be a little better. Have to go for a bit. Thank you for dropping by, Toast. I always have fun yapping about anime. Have you ever watched these anime shows? Ooh, I've watched a few of those. I can definitely talk about those ones next. But yeah, Pocket Therapy Diaries, I don't know. This is kind of a hot take, but I don't think it's amazing. I think it's good. I enjoy watching it every week. But I just feel like I don't know, it just doesn't capture me. Like, I feel like individually all the episodes just don't feel mind-blowing enough for me. There's like a few good moments here and there, but overall I'm just never really super mind-blown by it. Death Note is on my save to watch later. Oh, I actually haven't watched Death Note. That's another one of those mainstream anime I haven't watched. What was I talking about? Pocket Therapy Diaries. Yeah, I think it's good though. I'd recommend it. I think it's very unique and none of it is bad. I think the romance part of it is slowly starting to get stronger. I think the romance part of it also suffers from the same thing of the overarching plot, where it's like it just takes so forever to progress, and it's finally getting somewhere, but it's like it just takes too long to feel satisfying, and that's fine because the romance isn't like the main point of the show at all. So it's fine for the romance to take a while, but it just, I don't know, just overall the show, none of it really just like screams to me that it's like amazing, other than just like the setting, which I think is super neat. But would still recommend. The characters are all really likable. Well, there's also like, ooh, I guess another one of my gripes, now that I think about it, with a Pocket Therapy Diaries is some of the villains are just kind of throwaway, where they were just made to be villains. I don't know. You usually get like some backstory, but it's just nothing amazing. A Pocket Therapy Diaries is just like a solid, good anime to me. I would give it probably like a A minus, to be honest. So very solid, but not like mind blowing. Have you ever seen Host Club? I have not seen Host Club. I think that's another one of those anime where I'm just scared that it didn't age well because it's super old. I'm also I'm not into ultimate anime that much. I don't know if it counts as an ultimate anime, but I'm just not into I guess like those kind of shows. Let's see. Next show. Okay, so I haven't watched Your Lie in April. I have not watched that. But I have watched Kill la Kill. I think I reviewed it in a past stream. Looks like I gave it somewhere between an A+ and an A. I really liked Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill was good. I feel like it didn't age the best, but it was very good for when it came out, and it did a lot of really good things, I think. The animation, of course, is super trigger and super nice to just watch. If you like romance, it has it. I think that's the thing. I don't know how I feel about romance. I think I don't like shows, or it's not like I don't like shows, but my favorite romance shows do not have really big love conflicts. I don't like it when shows have like two girls that the main guy has to choose between, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Host Club isn't like this, but I always was under the impression that like at least several of the guys were going for the same girl. And I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like when that happens. I want my happy ending for everyone. I don't want anyone to lose. So I've been like hesitant to watch it because of that. No? Oh, maybe I'll give it a try then. Is it just one girl and one guy? Very emotional. I don't like emotional breakups, you know, or it's not even a breakup. I don't like rejections. I don't want a guy to be like, I love you, and then the girl's like, I'm sorry, I care about you a lot too, but I like this other guy more. That would end me. I want everyone to win. I'm greedy like that. Speaking of which, I actually did like Toradora though, even though it's that kind of show where I think there's multiple girls going after the same guy. I feel like Toradora kind of worked because you always knew who was gonna win. In the end, I think Toradora is just very classic. I think it's similar to Baka no Test where you could tell a lot of like modern anime took things from Toradora. Also like Baka no Test, I feel like it probably didn't age super well, but again, just a mega classic. I think Toradora was one of my first anime ever, and I'll always have fond memories of it. Funny story about Toradora is I've never actually finished it, or maybe I did. Did I? I don't remember. I just know for like at least 10 years, I did not finish Toradora because I didn't want it to end. I was like, I don't want to know what happens. I'm just not gonna finish it. I think I've gotten better about it, but I used to have a really bad habit where I just wouldn't watch the last few episodes of an anime because I didn't want it to end. I always just like leave it there. It's more like we all care and write a mini explanation. Basically, this is the guy who walks in, fan of music, where girls want to get compliments. Wait, what? Wait, what anime? What anime are we talking about? Is that still Host Club? Yeah, okay. I also don't really like harem endings either. They just feel kind of unrealistic to me. I'm greedy, but I'm like also realist. The hosts at the club during episodes share the reason they joined. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try. But I just feel like I don't really enjoy those shows. Though also, I will say, I feel like my favorite shows are always shows that I didn't think I wouldn't like. so maybe you know, I should just give it a try. Let's see, Sasha. Next one on your list is Death Note. I haven't watched. Violet Evergarden. Oh, I think I almost watched that recently, but I haven't watched that yet. I think it was like, it's not that popular now, but it was just like a little too popular when it came out. I just like kept seeing clips of it, and I was like, I already feel like I've watched it. I have watched Clanad though. I didn't finish After Story, but I watched Clanad. I don't know how I feel about Clanad because Clanad. Ooh. I know a lot of people rewatch Toradora every December as a Christmas tradition. I've been tempted to do the same. Ooh, have you watched it before? So Wimmerman, welcome. I honestly kind of want to rewatch Toradora. I'm curious. I actually wonder if it aged poorly or maybe if it actually held on. But speaking of things that maybe did not age well, Clanad. I think I'm gonna say that about every old show that it probably didn't age well, but Clanad was like one of those anime that you couldn't escape from back in the day. Like everyone just assumed you watched Clanad. It was like the big thing, which is insane because Clanad is so long and it's. Wait. It's kind of mid. Like, I didn't hate it when I watched it, but like looking back on it, I for sure forced myself to watch a good chunk of Clanad. Like, Clanad's not bad. It's just also not good the whole show. Or, you know, okay, it's not even not good. It's like just kind of mid sometimes. And I think people only like Clanad because in Clanad After Story, the payoff of the like 48 episodes you had to watch is apparently worth it. And I enjoyed Clanad, but I think it was overhyped at the time. Like I think Clanad was probably good. And okay, again, maybe this is just because I never finished After Story, but just like as taking Clanad as like without considering After Story, I feel like it's just okay. It's very classic anime visual novel adaptation, which doesn't exist anymore really. Or I mean, Summer Pockets is out this season, but it's okay, anime history lesson. Feel so old. So anime history lesson. Back in the day, back in my day, there used to be a lot, just like a ton of visual novel adapted into anime, and they would always be super long, and they would always go the format of, it would be like 5 episodes per girl, because visual novels back in the day, and I think still is the case, are really kind of like harem route based, or not harem route based, but like basically like in visual novels there's like the main guy that you play as, and then there's like usually like 5 girls, and then you like pick a girl, and then you go to their route, and then you like learn about them and stuff like that. So how anime would adapt it a lot of times is they would like give each girl like 5 episodes, and then that would be her route basically, and then it would end up like her, instead of her like getting with the guy at the end because there's like other girls to get through, she would just become like friends with him. So that's what Clanad was, where like the whole first season was just all the different routes of the different girls, and none of them were bad. I think it was my first anime of this kind, so it was all new to me, so I didn't dislike any of them, but looking back on it, I feel like a lot of it was very tropey, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I don't know, I feel like it, even like when it was my first time watching like this kind of anime, it was I'm gonna go. Thank you for dropping by. Have a top tier rest of your day. But yeah, even when I was watching it, I remember there were just some parts where I was like watching just because I was like, okay, but they said it's worth it. And like it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was not, I don't know. I feel like for an anime to be truly good, there shouldn't be parts where you're forcing yourself to watch it. So I think Clanad, at least season 1, I'd have to put at like maybe like a B. Maybe like a B. Like I think there's moments. I think it's definitely a very legendary anime, but I don't know. I feel like it was also just kind of mid. Watched it ages ago and just really just remember the opening and endings. Oh my gosh, we're actually saying that's that's kind of all I remember too. I remember like vaguely the plot, but yo, those opening and endings for Toradora were really good. There was this one, I think it might have been the first Toradora opening, which is like actually iconic, and I love it so much. Which is kind of funny because I remember when I was like originally watching Toradora, I think I didn't like the opening and endings. Like I actually like disliked them. I was like, ugh, why would a good anime have such a bad opening and ending? But they've really grown on me over the years. Okay. Next anime. Beastars. Okay, I did kind of watch Beastars and I rated it. Beastars, I dropped Beastars because I don't know. I couldn't get into them being animals. Like for a show to really hook me, I need to think the characters are like at least decently attractive, and I don't know. I just could not get into Beastars. I'm sorry. I just didn't like the character designs, I guess. They were just not my style. And I always thought it was because they were just like animals, but I liked Brand New Animal a lot, BNA. I really like BNA. Even though they're also animals in BNA, so it's not that they're animals, but also kind of was. I don't know, I just couldn't get into Beastars. I think I preferred Zootopia over Beastars. I like BNA. BNA is amazing. I love BNA. BNA is so good. It's a Super Trigger, and I like the music for VNA is also really good. I don't know. I like detectives. I like the main, not the main character. I mean, I did like the main character a lot, but I like the main wolf guy. I liked his kind of character. Like the very serious character. But also like a little bit emotionally hurt, you know. He's like a scary wolf, but he's also sensitive. Okay, and then the last anime you brought up, Sasha, is NGE. I NGE I like a lot. I think I'd give it like an A probably. NGE is hard to rate because I feel like it's very different between like the original and then the remake and then like the rebuild. Is the rebuild the same as the remake? I don't even know. I never watched the original anime. I just watched the rebuild of NGE, which I feel like also doesn't compare to if you watch like the whole experience. So I feel like it's kind of hard to rate, but just I guess the rebuild alone, judging purely on the NGE rebuild, that's hard to say too because I feel like every movie I would rate differently. NGE as a whole, I do like. I'd probably give it like an A, but yeah, it's just hard to rate. I think entire NG, even Galleon Canon watch along one. I feel like an anime watch along could be fun. I'm very chatty during watch alongs though. Like when I watch anime with my friends, I always chat a lot. So I don't know if the Star Piece would like that, but maybe one day. Actually watching it right now. Ooh, how are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it? I feel like usually people like NGE, but not always. It's a little abstract. I'm honestly very surprised it's as popular as it is with how abstract it is, but I mean, it's a good show. And it's, again, also very, very classic. I don't know. I like NGE, but it's hard for me to say that it's just like the #1 show ever when I haven't watched all of it. And I mean, I will say I also had a few gripes with the rebuilds. I don't think they were perfect either. But it's also hard for me to say that like they were bad because I feel like maybe I didn't like it as maybe like the gripes I had with the rebuild was because I hadn't watched the original show. Because I felt like the rebuilds were a little rushed in some places and they didn't like explain everything. But maybe like if I had watched the original show, like I would have known and it would have been fine. So I don't know. It's really hard for me to, I think, to give NGE a good score because I just haven't watched enough of it. Which is funny because I've watched like way more NGE than like Beastars, and I gave Beastars a rating. It's pretty good so far. I'm glad. NGE is nice. Okay, unless anyone else has any specific anime requests, I'm gonna pull from my list again. Oh my gosh. I don't remember what this one's called. I think Junie Tyson maybe? It's like Danganronpa, Hunger Games, but like they're like Zodiac characters. it's literally like there's like 12 assassins basically. Each one is based off of a different Zodiac animal, and then they have to kill each other, and then the winner gets something. I don't even remember what they get. This show is so mid. It's like if you really like death game shows, you might like this one, but it's like a wish that they want. Anything that they want, they can ask for. Oh, Alan, have you watched it before? Also, welcome. How are you doing today? Okay. I think I'd believe it though. That makes sense. I think that's roughly what I remember. I skipped to the okay. That makes me feel better because I think I did the same thing. I think I skipped to the end and then I was watching the end and I was like, wait, I actually kind of don't care. Because the thing about this show is like, it kind of feels like all the characters are bad people. And by the end of it, you don't really want anyone to win. I think the best part about it is it's a little bit creative in how the characters die, but and I think some of the battles and the outsmarting is kind of interesting. The cast itself is really nice, as in like in theory it's really nice because all the different Zodiac characters all have like kind of a power based off their character, and then they have like their own weaknesses and strengths, and I think that in theory can be really nice. I think some of them had like actually really cool like powers, I guess, but I don't know. It just felt like, I think it was just hard to get into the characters as like personalities. So even though watching them fight was sometimes kind of cool, just like you didn't end up getting to know anyone. And I think they did show the backstory for the characters, but it had like the Death Game backstory syndrome where if they showed a backstory for a character, you knew they were gonna die by the end of the episode. I hate when anime do that. I absolutely hate when they show when they very consistently show backstories before a character dies, because I'm always like, that's spoiler. But I don't know, it's not good, but also it had a lot of potential, and if you just care about fights, I think some of the fights are pretty decent. It is very gory. If you're under 18, I would not recommend the show, but it's like, maybe I think it's worth a try if you really like battle royale shows. But otherwise, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this. I think I would give this one like probably like a D. Yeah, I'll put it with Danganronpa, the other the other battle royale. I've never actually watched battle royale before, which is funny because I'm really into battle royale anime actually, which is why I watched or why I tried to watch Juni Tyson. Okay, what is this? Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Agretsuko! This is kind of funny. I think the Sanrio elections for this year wrapped up today, maybe? I heard Pom Pom Purin was the winner. Grrr, I want Cinema Roll to win. Okay, so sorry, we're gonna go on like a Sanrio tangent for a little bit, but I've always thought, and I've tried really hard to be loyal, but I always thought that I was a Cinnamoroll man. Cinnamoroll was supposed to be my favorite Sanrio character forever, but when I saw the results of the poll, my first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm so happy my man Pachaco got third place. I didn't even care about Cinnamoroll, but like, I don't know. At that moment, I realized, maybe I'm actually more of a Pachaco fan. I still love Cinnamoroll. I'll love Cinnamoroll forever, but I'm just a generic Pachaco main. But anyways, neither of them won. Pom Pom Purin won, which I guess good for him. I don't dislike Pom Pom Purin. I really admire how brave Pom Pom Purin is for just like showing his butthole all the time, but like when you really think about it, does he have anything going for him other than his butthole? Like, his butthole's great and all. I love his butthole, but I don't think his butthole is better than Cinnamoroll or Pachaco. I feel like he only won because of all the cinnamon roll haters. Roy's into buttholes. I'm not into buttholes. Look, you don't understand. Pom Pom Pern's butthole is special. I love Pom Pom Pern's butthole, but otherwise, yeah. Other than Pom Pom Pern, I don't think I'm really into buttholes. But I don't know. My boy Cinnamon Roll was robbed. I think people just didn't want him to win, but he should have won. Voting's actually ongoing. Oh my gosh. Okay, everyone. I'm gonna use my influencer influence and say, please vote for Cinnamon Roll or for Taco. Yo, get that dog out of here. Or I guess wait, they're all dogs. Get that butthole out of here. Yippee! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I guess those were like the preliminary results then. Okay, we still have a chance. Anyways, Agretsuko, which is relevant by the way, because Agretsuko is also up for voting. I don't know what Agretsuko this is. There's like two of them. There's like a Netflix one and there's like a one that existed before the Netflix one. I like the one that existed before the Netflix one a lot. I thought it was really funny. And then I watched the Netflix one, which was like a remake, and the Netflix one sucks. I hate the Netflix one. I think the original is really nice because Agretsuko doesn't change too much between them. Like Agretsuko, I guess the main like gag of Agretsuko is it's about this office worker. What's her? What is she? Like raccoon thingy? Orange panda? I forgot what species she is, but it's about her. She's like an office worker, and then she like rages because like work sucks, which you know is a mood. And then she goes to karaoke, and then she like screams metal songs at karaoke, and that's like her whole, like the whole shtick is like she's basically just an office worker that's like secretly suppressing her anger all the time, and it's really funny. But I like the original because I felt all the side characters were really nice, like the gorilla and the bird. I forget what kind of bird she is, but the gorilla and the bird behind Agretsuko, they're like some other office worker ladies that Agretsuko meets and becomes friends with. And I always thought their like side plots were really funny. And then I swear there was like a romance side plot too, which I thought was really funny. And I felt like the original had like character development, which I liked. But then the remake, I feel like it focused more on Agretsuko, and then it kind of made the side characters more one note and less dimensional. And I really didn't like that because I think the side characters were probably my favorite parts of the original show, just because like Agretsuko is funny herself. She's like fine, but like after like 40 episodes, and these are like shorts by the way, so every episode is like 7 minutes or something, at least in the original. Maybe the Netflix one might have been full episodes, but after like 40 episodes of Agretsuko just getting mad at something, you kind of just like get over it. You're like, you just, I don't know, it just doesn't become as funny anymore. So the side characters were always like a fresh breath air, but then I feel like the Netflix show, I don't know, I just don't like how the Netflix show treated the side characters. So if it was the original, I think I'd give this like a solid oh. What the heck? Wait, what? Okay. Maybe like a B plus. Yeah, I do think I'd give it a B plus. Okay. Sarpy's actually, I'm curious, who are you voting for for the Sanrio elections? Also, I just went on that huge rant, but I actually haven't voted yet. I think you're able to vote every day. I like some of the Sanrio characters like Hiromi, Retsuko, Cinnamoroll, and Hello Kitty. Wait, I don't see Pachako on that list. I think you gotta add Pachako there. Oh, oh, oh. This one. This anime is a bit dangerous to talk about on stream. Okay, so this is... Oh my gosh, what is this show called? Pom Pom Pern is my homie? I'm betrayed. Yo, butthole lover, dang. Get this butthole lover out of my chat. Everyone spam the butthole. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that, Wilmer, man? Do you like that butthole? Does that make you want to vote? Okay, I need to look up what this anime is called. Oh, Land of the Lustrous. Hoseki no Kuni. Probably gonna vote too. Ooh, who are you gonna vote for? Not from Pom Pom Pern, right? I had the right to remain silent. Okay, Land of the Lustrous used to be really popular. I mean, I don't think it's like unpopular now, but I could not get into the show. I just couldn't. I feel like in a way the show was meant for me. Like, I feel like the show in theory is something I should have liked. I feel like people who liked a lot of the other shows I like also liked this show. So I was like, you know, maybe I would like it. But okay, for the longest time, I also just didn't watch it because I thought it was ugly. And I will forever say I think it's kind of ugly, in my opinion. And if you don't think it's ugly, you know, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm gonna say like I wish I had like your eyes, cause I don't know, like sorry, I'm getting like a little heated, but when Land of the Lustrous first came out, it was very talked about because it was very good, despite being a show in full CG. So the show isn't like animated. I guess, I mean, like it is, but it's like it's in like CG. It's full CG. So like 3D models and all that. And I'm not a fan of CG. Like even now, I think, okay, no, even now, or rather, actually these days I feel like CG has actually like gotten a lot better, and I'm able to better accept full CG shows. But Land of the Lustrous, like back then everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty despite being full CG. And like I would see like tweets every day where it's like people like just showing like parts of like clips of Land of the Lustrous and be like, this is proof that CG could look good too. And I never thought it looked good. If you're one of the people who disagree with me, like, don't change. Keep thinking that Land of the Lustrous looks good, because I wished for so long that I could like how it looked, because I thought the premise of the show was really interesting, and I always thought like, if I could just get past the CG, I would like it so much. And eventually I decided to just give it a try anyways, and I still thought it was ugly, which again, if you think otherwise, don't change. Don't agree with me. Don't agree with me. But I gave it a try anyways. And I also thought it was boring. It was like, maybe it's because I thought it was ugly that I just couldn't get into the characters, but I don't know, just things happened and I was like, cool. And I just could not get into the show for whatever reason, which makes me really sad because I really thought I could like it, but I just couldn't. I'm not gonna give this a terrible score because I feel like everyone else in the world likes the show. I feel like I've never heard anyone else dislike the show. So I think I'm the wrong person here. I'm in the wrong. This is a me issue. This is a Roy skill issue. So I'm gonna kind of just like average out my opinion and the world's collective opinion to be like a B. I'll put it in B next to B stars. I'm sorry if there's anyone out there who who's watching this and is like so disappointed in me for not liking Land of the Lustrous. Like, believe me, I really wanted to like it. I really tried. It just did not capture me for whatever reason. But I'm glad that I think the general world existence seems to like the show. I also will say I never thought it was a bad show. I think there's a difference between thinking a show is bad and just not being able to get into it. So this was a show that I never thought it was bad. I thought, okay, maybe it was like a little not great looking, but I never thought that it was bad. I just couldn't get into it. Lucky, welcome. How are you doing? We are rating anime today. If you have any anime you want me to rate, let me know. Also, apologies if I'm not talking too much of chat. I think I just keep going on tangents and then I forget to reply. Okay, next show is Blue Exorcist. I need to catch up on Blue Exorcist. I know they're still kind of making new seasons. I haven't watched Blue Exorcist since like the remake, since they remade one of the seasons essentially. Because the original Blue Exorcist anime, I think it had an anime original ending, and that's the one I watched. Okay, to be honest, I don't even know if I watched that far, but yo, I love Blue Exorcist so much. I'm kind of scared of watching it because I feel like maybe it didn't age well, and maybe I won't like it again as much if I watch it. But I just remember when I first watched this show, I was like super toony about it. I was like, oh my gosh, Blue Exorcist, come to life and save me. I love Blue Exorcist. I was actually delusional about Blue Exorcist. I don't know. I don't really remember it, to be honest. Like, I think they were like out of school, and then they had to fight things, and then they went on missions, and that's kind of all. Yeah, I think that's all I remember. But I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go to that school. I was not like an old man when I was tuning about this, but I was also not super young either. I'm gonna give Blue Exorcist an A- because it will always hold a special place in my toony heart. I was actually just delusional about that show. I still really like Blue Exorcist stuff. Also, it had one of the best anime endings of all time by 2 p.m. Take Off. Take off. Okay, I kind of remember how it sounds, but it had a good ending song. Trust. Also, Wired Life was really good. Oh my gosh, I loved Wired Life. That song ending changed me a little bit. Ooh, this anime. I don't know what it's called, but I think if you Google anime girl with butterfly in her hair, you'll probably be able to find the title. I watched this because it had a girl with a butterfly in her hair, and she was really pretty, and the butterfly was really pretty. But oh my gosh, wait, I remember now. This anime, I watched a long time ago. This is a really old anime, but I watched it because I saw like a clip of one of the girls, the blonde girl, and she's really pretty, and she has like a butterfly in her hair. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, and that's why I watched the show. And I was dumb because I ended up watching the second season of the show. The whole second season of the show without realizing it was the second season. I thought it was the first season. Somehow it worked. Somehow like it made enough sense to me that I didn't question it the whole time. But I actually just watched like I literally just skipped a whole season of this anime, and I never went back to watch season 1. I just watched season 2. Which I think is insane to me. I think thinking back now, that probably says something about the show. I think it just wasn't super good. It was like very classic like harem style anime where there's like this guy and then like there's these like he meets all these like crazy girls, including like a nun girl, which I don't remember her, but like it looks like there's a nun girl. But harem, yeah, just like very classic harem, which honestly I feel like you don't see as much these days. Um, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't hate harems, but they're never my favorite anime, and this anime was like, even for a harem, I think at the time it was probably better, but like nowadays compared to all the other harems that exist, this one I think is just kind of mid. Like none of the girls were super interesting, I guess. They were all kind of one note tsundere types from what I remember. And then I think the romance also just moved really slowly in this anime. So I think I'd give this like a C minus, I think. Cause it wasn't bad, but it's nothing special. Like if you're gonna watch a harem anime, there's better harem anime to watch. There's like literally no reason to watch this basically. Unless you watch like every other better harem anime. I think this is a safe skip. But also if you do watch it, it's not gonna like ruin your life. You're not gonna think like, oh my gosh, that was trash. Actually maybe you will, because it's also not that good. But there's like worse. There's worse shows out there, so it's not offensive. Or honestly, maybe it is, because I feel like it probably like actually didn't age well, or it might actually now have elements that are now considered offensive. But at the time, I don't think it was particularly offensive. Why is this show in here? I literally don't remember watching this show. Why did I include this in here? I am gonna give this like a D+, because now that I think about it, I think I did watch it. I think I watched an episode and I really didn't like it, which is weird, because in theory I feel like this is a show I would like. It's basically about this idol girl who gets sent to the farms, and then she has to become like a farm idol girl. I just remember it was, I think maybe it was too fan servicey for me. And it was also, I think, kind of boring. I don't think I cared about any of the characters. I think the fact that I literally don't remember anything about it says something about the quality of the show. So I'm gonna put it in D+. Speaking of D+, I think Godslayer at the time I thought was an incredibly beautiful show. I thought the animation was super pretty, but I could not get into this at all. The story was like so boring, and I remember, I think it was like the BGM felt non-existent, and it moved kind of at a snail's pace, but at the same time it moved too fast. I don't know. It was not great. I think it's a game adaptation, and I think game adaptations typically, like an action game adaptation, I think the gameplay is very similar to Monster Hunter from what I've heard, but I feel like most of those kind of animes where they're just adapting from a game, they don't end up doing super well in the storytelling department, and Godslayer was no exception. Again, I thought the animation was really pretty and unique for the time, but even now I feel like, or like not even now, but like I think compared to anime now, it's not even that special animation wise anymore. And honestly, it might even be like below mid animation wise these days. God Eater's just Monster Hunter but edgier. I do kind of want to play the game. I do kind of want to try the game. I know God Eater goes on sale pretty often for like $2, so I'm kind of interested in playing the game, but the anime, I don't remember. I just could not get into it. It was also just like, it's like weird because I feel like sometimes anime when they adapt like fighting games, they include the fights in them, but then they're boring because they're just like a hack and slash. So you're just watching the characters on screen slashing at monsters for like 10 minutes, and it's like not interesting at all. I don't know. I'll come in after 30 minutes. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, hip mic. Hip mic. Hypnosis mic. Hypnosis microphone. I do like a few hip mic songs. I'm gonna start off by saying I like a few hip mic songs. I like a few hip mic songs. I think it's like the Shibuya group. I think specifically, I like a few of their songs. So Hip Mic is a idol anime, but like male idols. But instead of singing, I think they do sing a little bit. They primarily rap, and I think Hip Mic has one of the most powerful plots I've seen in anime ever. When I first heard about the plot, I was shocked and amazed. So it's very hard for me to score Hip Mic because I don't know. Nate, welcome. Okay. Here, maybe talking through my feelings on Hip Mic will help me come to a better conclusion. So, the plot of Hip Mic is the year 20 like 30 like into the future, but not that into the future. And women now control the world and the government, and they have deemed men as too dangerous. So now men are only allowed to battle with the power of their hip mics, and men can now fight using rap battles to decrease violence in the world. And now men settle their conflicts using their rap battles as the women overlords watch over them. That is the rough plot of Hip Mic. If you don't think if you don't think that sounds real, I also didn't think it sounded real. But then you start watching and you're like, oh, yeah, that's how it is in this universe. They're actually just battling with rap battles because the women rule the world. And also, you're like, I agree with the women because the men in the show are so stupid. I wouldn't trust them to fight with anything but their stupid rap battles. And again, I do like a few of the Hip Mic songs, but the show itself, you watch it and whoever thought of this idea of this universe amazes me. Their brain just doesn't work the same way as my brain does. And I'm not saying that like in a bad way, but it was just a very interesting experience watching Hip Mic. I think the problem with a lot of these kind of gotcha shows is there's a lot of characters and it's really hard to introduce all of them and like make them likable. in the short amount of time the anime has. And honestly, I feel like the Hit Mike anime did like an okay job about it, especially compared to a lot of other gacha shows. But I think I just could not get over the premise of it. Like, it was a little bit, I don't know, it was amazing. The show was like an amazing experience. I'm gonna give it a let's give it a C minus. Yeah. The heck? We're gonna give this a C minus. I don't know. Some of the songs are pretty good, so if you like anime idol songs, you might like Hit Mike. What is this? What actually, like, what anime is this? Is this Given the movie? Wait. Given the movie. Oh my gosh, it is Given the movie. I don't want to talk about Given the movie. I feel like I'm already in too much danger for today. I'm not ready to put myself into more danger. I think we're probably also gonna wrap up soon because my voice is starting to get a little tired. So this one, I don't remember the title of the anime, but honestly, that's a good thing. Don't look it up because this show like is not worth watching at all. This show is negative. Like it's actually negative. The one good thing about the show is that it's animated by, I think, KyoAni. I think, wait, was it even KyoAni? It might have been oh, what's the show called? It's like Phantasm or something. Maybe it wasn't KyoAni. It might have been oh my gosh, what was the studio that made this? They're known for really pretty anime. Oh my gosh. No, I'm gonna find out what the show's called. Ah, it's like yes, Myriad Colors Phantom World. Okay, that's what it's called. I kept thinking Phantom, but I forgot the full title. Okay, this was by what was the studio? Oh, it was KyoAni. Okay, yeah, it was KyoAni. Why did it not come up when I searched up where's KyoAni shows? So it's by KyoAni. So if you don't know, KyoAni is known for their super pretty animation, and I would want to say that that's no exception for this show. That at the very least, KyoAni, the KyoAni animation meant this was a pleasure to watch visually, at the very least, is what I again want to say. But no, this show is so bad that even the KyoAni animation couldn't save it. The characters are like ridiculously not just dumb, but so boring. They are they're negative. They're like negative unboring. They're like you get more bored watching them. Like if they didn't exist, if you just watched the wall, you would feel less bored than if you watched the show. I love their shows. Yeah, no, KyoAni is amazing. Their animation is always great. And the animation isn't. The animation is. I mean, the animation is good. The animation is good in the show, but the things that end up getting animated in the show, no matter how good the animation is, it's just not worth the memory it takes, the brain cells it takes to process that what you're seeing into like an image. I don't know if that makes sense, but this show is awful. I don't know, if you like it, I'm so sorry. I'm, you know, I think I put this in the description, but if you like any show that I'm like kind of trash talking, like, good for you. Don't change your ways. You're right, not me. You know, I'm happy that someone was able to get enjoyment out of this show. But, oh my gosh, I will also say, I did not finish the show. I dropped it. I think I only watched like 3 episodes, and I was like, no more. I cannot do this. So maybe it gets better. Maybe I just was too focused on the negative aspects of it, and maybe I didn't give it the fair chance that it deserved. But I think that it's just the one thing, and this happened, I think, episode 1, that I just could not forgive it for, is basically the show's about this guy who goes to a high school, and then there's like magic powers, and there's like fights. And that, honestly, I don't even remember what happened. Like, I feel like they didn't explain it super well, but basically he meets this girl, probably by like being creepy towards her, and all I remember is the end of the episode for no reason at all. For literally no reason at all. Like, it made 0 sense in the entire context of the episode. Like, I'm pretty sure the episode was about them fighting like a bad guy, and then all of a sudden, I feel like maybe the show was actually better than this, but what I remember, and again, it's been like years since I watched this, and I tried to scrub this from my memory, so I could very well just be making things up completely at this point, but from what I remember, the first episode was like, they're like, I don't know, chasing like a robber, and then they do like a battle, and then all of a sudden, we get transported to a scene where they are doing limbo, and oh my gosh, like, I do not need to see high schoolers do the limbo the way they're doing the limbo. Nah. Again, high schoolers, like, nah. That limbo scene was awful, unnecessary, and negative. I would have actually, you know what? I would have rather watched the characters just be their boring selves than watch that limbo scene. That limbo scene was. Okay, wait. I'm gonna Google this stuff. Like, or Google this. I'm gonna Google this because was it really that bad? I just remember I hated the limbo scene, but it's been a while since I watched this. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I'm making things up. If you hear anime characters screaming, I'm watching the limbo scene right now. This show sucks! This show, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I was right. Nar. Pebble, welcome. Never watch Myriad Colors Phantom World. Actually, negative existence. This was a show that made the world worse by existing. I'm sorry, like. Kyo Ani's talents were so wasted on the show. This is an F show for real. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show that scene I just watched on stream. You know, I would not. I would not subject the Star Peas to that awful limbo scene that happens for literally no reason, that literally could not have, like, that had no plot relevance, but they okay. I watched the scene and it came back to me. They shoehorned it in like so bad. It's like basically they like maybe gain their powers that episode or whatever, and then like the person who gives them their powers is like, okay, now you have to do the limbo, and then they do the limbo and it's awful. And if you don't know what I mean, it's just very, very fan servicey. If you watch, if anime characters do the limbo, typically that's kind of a fan servicey moment. Because when you do the limbo, it's just kind of fan servicey, even IRL a little bit. But this show, oh my gosh, nar. They're literally in high school. I don't need to see them do the limbo that way, with the worst close-up shots you could imagine. Negative show. Never watched this. We're moving on. Okay, this is probably gonna be my last one for today, because it is getting a little late for me. Or it's not super late, but I'm a little tired. So, have you seen any Studio Ghibli movies? I have. I will never forget Spirited Away and like the trauma it inflicted on me. I very vividly remember I watched Spirited Away, and then a few weeks later, I was in preschool, by the way. No, I was in kindergarten, sorry. This was post preschool. This was kindergarten. Very vividly, I had a dream when I was in kindergarten that we went on a field trip to a football game. I mean, this is maybe why I don't really like football, but we went on a field trip to a football game, like to the Super Bowl, as like our kindergarten class. And then they were handing out candy at the Super Bowl, and then everyone started eating the candy, and then they started becoming like football monsters. Like they started turning into footballs. I was so scared, and then I like ran away into the stadium, and then I had to find my way out of the stadium, and then I was like trying my best because everyone was turning into football monsters. So I was so like panicked because I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna know I'm not a football monster. Like, and I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I get home? Because like I'm in a football game. Like, how do you get out of a football game? I didn't know. I didn't know how cars worked back then. I was in kindergarten. Oh my gosh, it was so stressful. I was just running around, and then at some point, this freaking scissor guy started chasing me. It was just like some giant scissors, and it was like stainless steel. Like it wasn't safety scissors. It was like full stainless steel metal scissors just chasing me, and it was like life size. And by life size, I mean it was like my size. It was like kindergarten Roy size, and it was just chasing me around, like trying to cut me up, and I was so scared. And oh my gosh, at some point it actually did catch me, and then it cut my arm off. It cut my arm off, and then I had to hold my arm as I was running away from it. I was traumatized. You don't understand. I think because of that moment, I don't really like accepting food from people. Like, I know in reality I will never get turned into a football monster by accepting food from people, but it was traumatizing. There was also this part I distinctly remember when I was running away from the scissor man. I was desperately trying to find someone to ask for help, and I stumbled upon this washing room where it was just like a room full of washing machines basically, but then there were also people hand washing some clothes. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's people. I'm gonna ask them for help. And then I went up to one of the guys who was like washing clothes, and then you know how like when you wash like dishes or whatever, or like clothes, like you lift up your sleeves to like, you know, so your sleeves don't get wet. So he did that, but he wasn't wearing sleeves. His sleeves were already lifted up. He did that, but with his skin. He grabbed his skin and like peeled it back. And I'm like, I think like luckily I had not been exposed to enough gore back then so that it wasn't very gory, but it was still like a very traumatic experience watching someone peel back their skin. And again, I was in kindergarten. This is I to this day blame Spirited Away for that whole experience. I mean, I like Spirited Away. I've rewatched it a few times since, but oh my gosh, that dream, that nightmare was actually traumatic. Yeah, I think I'm never going to a football game either. Okay. back to anime review. Sorry for trauma dumping. So this is Sono Bisque doll, I think. I think it's my darling doll. Oh, my dress up darling. It's my dress up darling. Yo, this anime was really popular when it came out, and I think it's still popular. The main girl is super popular, Marin. But this show, I always struggle a little bit. I think it's good. I like it. I like the show a lot. I really like Marin. I think she deserves all her fame and popularity. But at the same time, I feel like the show was kind of missing something, but it also would always pleasantly surprise me. So the premise of the show is there's this guy who's like a doll maker, and he makes like clothing for the dolls. And then there's this girl, Marin, who's like this she's a gyaru type essentially. So she's like super popular, she's super pretty, she's a model. Um and then she's also really into anime and she wants to start cosplaying. So I don't remember how it happens exactly, but she ends up asking the guy who has experience making clothing if he could make her cosplay. And then it's kind of just their relationship. Like the whole show is about kind of their relationship forming as they kind of work together as cosplay creator and cosplayer. And it's very cute. I think their relationship is very nice. I really appreciate how it's not like one of those tsundere relationships where like one of them is like, nah, I could never like them, you know? But I feel like they're more honest about their feelings, which I appreciate. I think that's more common now, but I think at the time that was definitely kind of a breath of fresh air where Marin specifically, I think, was very kind of forward about her feelings, and that was really nice to watch. Like an anime waifu that that took the first step, you know. I think my problem with the show is it just like wasn't that special. Like the characters were good, but they weren't amazing. It was also just kind of a slow burn, I think. But also not that slow. Like it was again compared to like a lot of anime where like they don't even get I mean, I don't think they got together by the end of the first season, but the relationship definitely felt like it was moving at like a good pace. Okay, I don't know. I just feel like it was missing something for me. But I also really like it. It was surprisingly artsy. we're gonna move on to the good parts. It was surprisingly artsy. Like the animation at points like really surprised me. For like one of these kind of shows where it's just like a guy and a girl. Usually the animation isn't that special. Usually these are just like, very generic. This is a very generic kind of concept. There was another show where it was like shy fashion designer and like model, and then it's like I think it was called Loretta Runway, which was a very similar concept. It was like yeah, again like shy clothing designer, and then it was like outgoing popular clothing wearer, and then their relationship. But my dress up darling blew that show out of the water for sure, like in all aspects. And again, Marin I think definitely deserved best girl of the season for sure. But I don't know, also it just like wasn't perfect for me, I guess. I think I have too high expectations, but it was just kind of missing something. Like I think some scenes just felt kind of unnecessary. Being just super nitpicky, it's like some scenes I was not having the time of my life, you know? Because I think there's anime out there where the whole time I'm watching it, I'm having the time of my life. And Dress Up Darling, I never disliked it. I never felt bored. I just was not always having the time of my life. I think that's a good way to put it. It was very, very solid, very good, but it didn't have any like super standout moments, and it wasn't like mind blowing amazing. It was just very good and very much a fresh of breath air for its genre. I think I'd give this one like an A minus, to be honest. I think Dress Up Darling is very solid. I watched Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki, Spirited Away. I've never actually watched Howl's Moving Castle or Kiki before. I have a Kiki plush actually, but I've or like the cat from Kiki, but I've never actually watched the movie. I watched I think I might have only watched Spirited Away and Totoro, and maybe some of the newer. They're not even new at this point, but some of the newer Ghibli films. But I think the only ones I really remember right now, at least, are Totoro and Spirited Away. A fresh of breath air. I feel like I say that a lot, a fresh of breath air. I don't know why. I feel like a fresh of breath air just sounds like it should be the correct way of saying it. Like a breath of fresh air. I don't know. Fresh of breath air sounds better. Is this cope? I was gonna try watching My Dress Up Darling, which I saw the art of. It looks stunning. Yeah, the art is really pretty, and I think it is another nice part about it is it does talk about the cosplay community, or not really the cosplay community, but it talks a bit about cosplay. As someone who doesn't cosplay, I can't comment on how accurate it is for cosplayers, but I think it's nice that it at the very least gives a bit of love to cosplayers, which I think is neat. I feel like a lot of cosplayers like Dress Up Darling. But yeah, definitely like a good show. And again, it's nothing mind-blowing story-wise, but also like nothing mind-blowing art-wise. So I don't want to hype you up too much, but like I was very impressed by some of the scenes animation-wise, where I would have never expected a show like this to just have the type of animation that it does sometimes. And this wasn't consistent, but very specifically, they go to a beach during one scene, and I was blown away by how they animated that beach scene. Like it wasn't like extremely like smooth or even beautiful animation. It was very like artsy, kind of abstract animation, which surprised me in a good way, because usually like if these shows will go for something fancy animation wise, it would be like very like pretty polished, sparkly, kind of animation. But this one was more mellow, and it felt very hand drawn in a way, if I could describe it, which was a pleasant surprise. I actually never cosplayed before either. Okay, I lied. I have cosplayed before. It was a long time ago though. I actually made my cosplay myself. It was really neat because it wasn't a super popular character, but one person did come up to me and ask me if I was a character, and I was like, yeah, I was. They were able to figure out who I was. I don't know. I felt like a celebrity. But cosplaying is fun. I'd recommend it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Words. I hope everyone enjoyed. I feel like these streams, I'm like actually just nonstop yapping, and maybe not the best way. But regardless, I hope the Starpies had fun, and maybe you found a few anime that caught your eye. I feel like I was mostly kind of hating on shows today. I don't think there were too many shows where I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta watch this. I don't know. I'm very critical. I'm a hater. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm a hater. I like hate on things. But again, if there's anything you like that I didn't like, good for you. You're the better person for liking it. it's always better to like things than to dislike it, because I don't know, it means you had a better experience with something. I wish I wouldn't it be so amazing if you thought every anime was the best anime ever? Like, I don't know, that sounds really neat. Anyways though, I cannot keep yapping forever, so I will be ending stream here. My next stream is going to be on Saturday. We're going to be continuing Cookie Run Kingdom. Hope everyone looks forward to that. Otherwise, that's it for today. Star PZ, take care of yourselves. Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Stay warm. It's still a little bit chilly out there for some folks. And for other folks, I think the winter is right about getting started. But everyone, thank you again for coming. Pixel. Pixel out.
手に見えますのはことざアルファセイベが左手に見えるのはシリウス星の指輪車掌は冗談走りの挨拶と笑い声乗せかけ出したミルキーウェイ予定の時刻通りメトロポリス汽車から見下ろす煙を出して愛想薄まく良くするために身を粉にして働く忙しすぎて見えなくなってくスーパーノーベルフラッシュバックで気まぐれな言葉は理不尽なビッグバン引き起こす誰もが耳疑うようなとんちんかんなゴレの日に掌握された空間はそうでなくて何も聞けない誰かの別れをいつまでも考えたって仕方がないさそれより見下ろしてごらん夜の街が浮かんでる人気のサテライトはカフェにつながる行列仕方ないと戻る車内で出会った少年は何やら機械の体を探しアンドロメダへ向かいそうだ彼の未来に